Buenas a todos, ahora estamos aquí en el capítulo 4 de The Witcher 3 y vamos en busca de la cabrita. La cabrita.
There you are.
Ahí está, mírala.
Here, goat. Here, princess.
Venga,
Hoofed and horned. Should have known it would be stubborn.
me cago, tío. Uy, uy. Uy, vale.
Come on, let's go.
Ah,
see
vale,
the
vale,
better.
para que ande. Venga.
Goat of mine, dearest, sweetest goat.
Está loco.
Happy for you, but I'm kinda in a hurry. Anna and Tamara, they might be in danger.
The White Wolf helped the Peller, and so the Peller shall help him. Blood. We need blood. A living being.
Bueno,
Fine. Be right back.
sangre, vale. Chica rata, cojones, parece un perro.
Will this do?
Ugh.
They are not here. They have gone. Blood. I see blood.
Whose?
No Anna. No Tamara. Just the child. A child that lives not, yet did not die.
And what does the Peller do?
He awaits Forefather's Eve. He mixes the blood with milk, herbs, and hen's feet. He drinks to reconcile the dead with the living. There shall be no Forefather's Eve this year, but we'll find a way, all the same.
Vale.
Whatever I do, I gotta find the botchling first.
Seek it at midnight, near the grave that lies empty.
If what you say is true, the Baron ought to know where that grave is.
Este podemos... A ver, a ver.
Oswin? Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out?
Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable! We've got to save him! He'll burn alive! Him and the horses!
See what I can do.
Hurry now! Quick!
Corre, 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 Geralt. Vamos a salvarlo. Venga, sube, 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 sube.
Damn it. Lots of smoke.
Over here! Can't get out! Roof collapsed!
Vale,
Coming to get you.
la tengo abierta. Coño. Ah, echa la puerta. Venga, abriendo. De día, de noche, ¿esto qué es? Vale, se escapan los caballos. Bien nota también. Vale.
With a hero in our midst! You
Hijo de
earned
puta.
yourself a barrel of Lyrian!
Puto borracho.
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating him for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right?
¿Qué? Vale.
They ran from you.
¿Puedo fiarlo?
Lying prick!
Toma, gordo. Toma. Adiós. Venga. A tu casa. ¡Mierda! Cabrón, tío.
We need to talk.
Aquí ha liado, tío.
Sit down.
Joder, ¿hay
You
corriente
beat
dentro?
them.
¿Qué cojones? El pelo al aire.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on Anna.
That's another story. She always knew how to spark my ire.
Expect me to believe you were a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
Your wife? How'd she make you angry? Too much salt in the soup? Socks never
Sale
done?
la sopa.
20 years we've known each other. She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I
Todo está vivo,
returned
mira, mira,
victor.
cómo se mueve.
She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, she knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Oh, Witcher, you haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell you about it one day. One day, but not today.
Vale, venga.
You
al
knew
grano.
they'd run away from the start.
Yes, I knew.
Why didn't you tell me? Wasted my time.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
Chico, como le deja el ojo, ¿no? Pero yo... Ahí dices tú, da igual. ¿Qué ocurrió?
Tell me everything you remember about the day they fled. The truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight.
Dios, cojones.
Anna came to me, said they were leaving. I begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell. Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with my own piss. A large bump on my head.
Qué asco, tío.
Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
Aye. We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and a pillar instead. I staggered backwards onto the table, spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
What happened next?
Next, it only got worse. I awoke at sunset, not knowing how many days had passed. Thought it was all a ploughing, drunken nightmare. And then I went to the bedchamber, and Anna was not there. Instead, there was blood everywhere. I knew she'd miscarried. My breath short, my throat locked. I neared the bed
Hostia, el feto, ¿no?
and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets, dead. And it was my doing.
Maybe you're doing, maybe not. But that amulet she wore could be important. Or maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
What was I to do? Took it out and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child had been my dream. I told Anna, the little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born. Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
I sympathize. I do.
Thank you. And know that I hope you find your Ciri.
Deal we made means I need to find Tamara and Anna first. Just so happens your unborn daughter might help us do that.
What? How?
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Into fucking what?
Details you don't need to know. There's a bond of blood between this creature and your wife and daughter. I can use that bond to find them.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the Peller and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest in peace.
Vale, lo intentaremos, pero va a ser complicado. Vale.
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way. The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight, at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors. And try to sober up.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for that.
Pues de carga. Una hora después.
A bit further. Follow me.
Vamos.
Chose a lovely spot.
Damn it, will you relent? I'm ploughing now I've done wrong.
Good. The grave's dug up and empty.
What's that mean?
Botchling's on the prowl.
Tía, ahí está.
Look.
Tía puta. A ver qué hago, tío. ¿Cómo lo...? Hostia, qué bicho, tío.
Take it in your arms, quick.
And if it goes Garrity, it'll bite us in the arse before we know it.
Keep screaming and it will turn rabid. It's calm for now.
Bloody hell. What happens when it gets plowing restless?
It'll bite through your jugular, and you'll bleed to death before I can help. Tell me if it starts wriggling. I'll calm it with magic. Pick it up. Take it in your arms.
Venga, tío.
Merciful gods.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
Spectres.
Ah, espectro, tío. No me jodas. Buah. Oh, que se acercan cada vez más, tío. Oh. Como le espero del señor de la niña, ¿no? Vale, tío. Hijos de puta. Joder. Te tengo. Ya los rivales. Ah. Ya está. Ya está. Uf. Casi la cago, tío, por no usar nada. Es más. No. Axia. Axia. Cago en la... Uy, que me haces, tío. Perdillo, corre. ¿De qué es perdillo? Hijo de puta. Joder. Muere. Hacia. Ya está. ¿Ya está? Joder. Vale, vale, vale.
What now?
Repeat after me. By the powers of earth and sky.
By the powers of earth and sky.
By the world that was to be your home.
By the world that was to be your home.
Forgive me, you who came, but who I did not embrace.
Forgive me, you who came, but who I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee, Daya, and embrace thee as my daughter.
Good. Now bury the body.
What now?
In 1 day's time, Dea should turn into a lubberkin. I'll stay here and wait. You go home.
I'll wait with you.
Out of the question.
But that's my child. And the guilt, the responsibility for all this lies with me.
Time for parental impulses? It's long past. Besides, nothing else you can do here.
But...
No buts. Just Witcher's work left to do here. Gotta wait a day and a night for the botchling to turn into a lubberkin. That's it. Go home. And try not to drink yourself stupid again.
Espera, ¿no? Dios, chaval, un día entero. Meditando, ¿no? De noche.
By blood's power I summon you. With your name I beseech you. Hear my call and arise, Dea. Lead me to those bound to you by blood.
Dios, en serio, tío. Como la pinta. ¿La gente no lo ve? No, no. Eso, tío. ¿Qué? Vale, vamos a... Hostia. Joder. Se vuelta, ¿no? Aquí estaré. Ah, objetos dañados. Mierda, mi armadura, tío. Hostia, ¿se ha roto? Hostia, que revientan. No, revienten y me han reventado hasta la armadura. Me cago en... ¡No! Vale. Algo ha pasado aquí.
Should examine that horse carcass.
A ver. Son los caballos que han cogido, ¿no? Pues se verían raro, tío. ¿Están aquí?
A fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Who's that? Other room. Go on now.
What you seek here, sir? Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just
Ni
need
te preguntaba.
information. Looking for 2 women, the Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
Yeah.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough. No point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of her father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is, aye. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale.
Si la mujer ha pasado
Though
algo así.
anywhere's better than the crow's perch with the Baron.
Why?
Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
For like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed,
bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twas then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
Ese símbolo.
What marks?
These, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
Vale. Las marcas.
What marks?
These, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the
No, sí,
palm.
ya lo he visto.
Burned? Like,
Aye,
Vale, vale. ¿Qué pasó luego?
fine. What happened next?
grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden, and that broke out in a cold sweat. And before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twas the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I did that. Owed Miss Tamara 3 moons
Hace 3
past
lunas,
the
en vez
fever
de 3
with my
no se dio.
boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara learnt it, brought food and salves. We're
Niño,
poorer than dirt
careto, tío.
itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
Thanks for your help.
The lady. She'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is.
Vale. Me pierdo de aquí. Uish, ¿qué pasa, Cax? Espera.
So here our paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.
Uish, qué bicho, tío. ¿Quién es, tío? A ver,
Halt! Stand in duel! I challenge you!
un duelo.
Boots a bit big, maybe? Careful not to trip.
Halt, I say! I am Ronvid of the Small Marsh, bound by a sacred oath.
Oh, that's rough. My sympathies.
To honour Maid Bilberry, fairest of all maids I know, by duelling 100 knights to the death. Now, draw your sword post haste, for I've 99 left after you.
At
At your service. Let's get this over with.
Espérate. Qué rápido empieza tú, ¿no? ¿Qué? Venga, venga, venga. Qué palizón le voy a dar. ¿Ya? Si no me dura ni un asalto, tío.
Yes, luck stood with you. But the next time we meet...
Go back to Maid Bilberry and apologize for being an ass. Quick, before I change my mind and break your bones.
We shall meet again.
Qué loco. Vale, vale. Pues bueno.
Witcher, a word, please.
A ver.
What is it?
That night when the Baron ordered everyone to lock their doors, stay inside. What did you and the Baron do?
Gotta ask the Baron about that. Speaking of which, know where he is?
Garden. Spends a lot of time sitting there of late.
Drunk.
No, Don't drink, don't eat. Just sits.
A ver.
There you are.
See the hollyhock there? The violet blooms. Brought the plants here from Nazaire. Anna had read some story. Insisted on having them. Spent hours tending to them, trimming, pruning. She was so content at that. And them, the frilly ones, are called birds of paradise in Zerrikania. But Tamara called them dragons of paradise. She adored them. Damn shame I'll never learn which blooms would please Dea most. Though it's good to know her spirit's free.
Got some information about your family.
You've learned something?
A ver.
Well, let's go inside. It's a bit chilly out. Any news for me?
Your daughter's in Oxenford.
What the blazes? Is she all right? In good health? Safe? Why haven't you brought her back?
Never offered to do that.
How do you know she's safe? You see her at least?
No, but I talked to the man who helped her escape and then took her in. Tamara is safe and sound. From what I gathered, she has no desire to see you again, no intention to return.
I shan't trust some peasant dolt. I shan't trust whoever it is helped her. I need to know for certain she's safe. Go to her. You must be sure. See her yourself. I shan't believe anyone else.
That much I can do.
I'm grateful. Take this. Call it enticement. And
That's
this
very
might prove
conduct.
useful.
What is it?
A letter of safe conduct. Ever since the Redanians took hold of the Pontard Delta, they made it damned hard to get to Novigrad without one.
Ah, es
Very
para ir a
well.
algún lado, ¿no?
You
Más
were to
co-
find them
más
both.
dinerito.
What of Anna? Learned anything?
Nothing yet, but I'm on her trail.
Well, what are you waiting for?
For you to tell me about Ciri, like we agreed.
Eso, cabrón.
Fine. A word once given. When Ciri was on the mend, we took her out on a hunt. Thought a bit of galloping would warm up her limbs, gone stiff from so much bed rest. Hunt down a wild boar that size. Why, worthy of one of King Foltest's feasts, were he still among the living. Ciri, come! Our haunt should be yours as I see it.
Aye, you done well, lass.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But who goes boar hunting with a sword?
No bow at hand, no spear. My sword was all I had.
Well, you brandished it beautifully. Where'd they teach you that, anyway?
At Kaer Morhen.
Witcher school there, aye. But they only took lads, as I recall.
They made an exception for me.
Right. Mean to say you're a she-witcher?
Not entirely. The mutations, I was never subjected to them. But everything else I know, I learned from the witches there.
Know any of them potions?
Not so much. A bit.
Because you see, at times I get this pinching back here.
Shut it, Egrin. Nobody cares about your backside. A woman could swing a sword. I've knowed one. But never seen a lady mount anything but a cock proper.
Qué cabrón.
Tipsy on horseback. Nothing strange on account they bloody mount them sideways.
Perhaps you'd care to wager?
Think you can outrun me on an horse? Naturally. What's the stake?
Black mare. The one in the stable.
Oh, that won't do at all.
What happened? You get the jitters?
Pique.
No,
So why not?
The horse is mine.
To race the Baron himself. I'd consider it an honor.
Oh, that'd be a sight to behold.
Would it ever?
Done. But if I win, I take your sword.
Agreed.
I'd not drink any more this night. You'll want your head about you. We start at daybreak.
A ver.
The day dawns.
Ready?
As ever, first one to the tower.
Primero que llega a la torre.
Man's up!
Vale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Venga, venga.
Your sword is mine.
That'll be the
¿Por qué
day.
tengo que ir por aquí, tío? ¿Será un atajo? Bueno, el mismo camino, Ya, tío, acelera. Vale, voy primero. Vamos, 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 vamos. Mira que llego del tirón ya. Ya está. Uf, fácil ha sido,
You're wind, not woman. Worthy of the best horse. The mare is yours.
Thank you.
What?
Tío, ¿qué pasa, tío? ¿Un grifo?
Another chance to win.
She screamed like a mad woman. In an instant, all had forgotten the wager. Every man ran to save his skin, even were it to break his neck.
And they make it?
Some, aye. Others were not so fortunate. But what happened then? I must say, Witcher, seen a lot, but nothing like this. Never.
Uh-oh. I know that look.
You're a fast learner. You'll know the rest once you find my wife.
Working on
Tío,
it.
que hijo de puta, me deja con
And
la mitad de la
making
historia.
piss poor progress.
They split up. Hadn't considered that possibility before. But don't worry. I'll find Anna too.
¿Win? Nifar, ¿por qué? ¿Cómo has acabado aquí? Venga, vamos a jugar.
Ever play Gwent?
I do. And what's more, I usually win. If you've a deck, sit down. Outplay me, and I'll give you one of my unique
Sí.
cards.
Aunque vamos, tengo la mira de baraja, nada más que es un duelo.
Let's lay him down.
Wait, Witcher! When you find my daughter, will you give her this?
Muñeca, tío.
A ragdoll.
¿Ves? Pues nada, chavales, lo vamos dejando aquí y ya hasta el próximo episodio. Adiós.